guess. I don't know how you do this shit. How you brighten this fucking screen? Well, it don't matter. Oh, I think right there. Right there? Nope. Nope. How you do this shit? I guess that's a little lighter. Hey, so anyway, so I'm gonna open up these books real quick while we in here. But first, right? First, just everybody look around you, man. Right? Can y'all see the current events that is currently taking place right now on the surface of the land? Right? See, a lot of you guys gonna try to ignore or deny these things that is happening, but you know, I've been talking about these events, you know, these coming events, you know, for years now, you know, and you know, some people don't believe it ain't for you to, it's for you to do your own research and figure out, you know, what's coming or what is happening, as I should say. Now, you see what's taking place in Illinois. You got a lot of people saying, oh, Chicago ain't known for this, all this and that. Indiana, surrounding states, right? Well, it's the same events, man, if you pay attention, okay? The same fucking events, excuse my language, happened in Iowa, South Dakota, and I think that was Nebraska. It's for you guys to, it's for you guys to look into these things, okay? It's for you guys to do this. Now, when it comes to the flooding, this is like a part of the beginning of what is to come, what is coming, right? It don't take no scientist to understand these things, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna pass open a little book. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see these cycles. I'll just put the phone down, so don't give up on me. I'm gonna pick it back up. I'm just doing something real quick. But I gotta turn this light on too, so we can get this going, right? So these current events, right, that the world is watching, because I'm pretty sure you guys are watching now, right? I'm pretty sure. And if you ain't, well, God damn it, you will be. You'll be watching this. Everybody will be watching this shit. Alright? Everybody will be watching. Now pay attention to the disasters, right? The disasters. Now you see, you know, the earthquakes happening in Illinois, earthquakes happening every fucking where. This is because magma is rising. The core of the earth has stopped. So when the core of the earth stopped, it came to a standstill, which all of this magma is now going out of, you know, going out of volcanoes and shit, volcanoes erupting. You know, they starting to meet at the chambers or however that shit is going. But we do know that the core in the earth has stopped. And how do we know that? They told us, right? But this is the thing. These motherfuckers waited years and years to tell us that this has already, this been happening. They just came out and told us because they seen the weather patterns go crazy from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, they told us when the object, right? This object, it has a high mass and a high level of magnetism, right? So this motherfucker is big. It's big. That's what they mean when they say here. Hold on, let me turn this down. So what the fuck is that remote? Yeah. I know. Go ahead. Go play now. So it's pretty big. So it has a high mass, right? A high level of magnetism, right? And it disrupts the surface of any planet that it passes. That's why we're seeing all that shit happen with all the other planets and shit, right? So it disrupts the surface of any planet it passes 7 years prior to its passage, right? And this electromagnetic influence, what does it do? It changes the core of the earth, right? And trigger major weather changes. Now, because we know that the core of the earth has come to a standstill, You can go Google that shit, and that shit been happening, right? We know that magma is rising because if the core is not spinning, right, and the core is made out of magma or whatever they want to call the shit, right? And I believe that when it's spinning, right, it's spinning, it doesn't, it still flows, but it doesn't flow as much. But now it has stopped, right? So it's triggering all these fucking earthquakes, which is the seismic activity, right? You see when they say it triggers major weather changes, right? Seismic activity and volcanic eruptions. This is what it does. This is why you're seeing the crazy ass weather. Okay, this is why the hurricanes are much stronger. Okay, this is why the tornadoes is coming up all around the fucking world. They told you. And then they not only did they say this, right? Not only did they say this, these motherfuckers said there's a guarantee that 2/3 of the population of the whole planet gonna perish during this pole shift. They call it a pole shift. It's a pole shift, motherfuckers. So get ready. Then they go in to tell you right here, right? They go in to tell you the average magnitude of earthquakes will continue to increase, right? They said that. You're watching that. Then they said, and hurricanes and tornadoes, right? Tornadoes will be far more powerful. Now, this is why you see your first hurricane in June. Imagine how next year it's gonna be. And then, not only that, if you think shit stink, if you think the people is just talking out their ass, right? Hold on. Sit the phone down for a minute. Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. If you think these were some of the first people right here to tell you that the fucking, well, not you because you ain't read it or you probably don't know what's taking place, but these are some of the first people to come out and tell us that something weird was taking place. They seen it. They seen something weird taking place with the oceans. They seen the oceans heating up years ago. And now we at the time where they were saying that the oceans was coming to a catastrophic tipping point. This is that time, okay? This is why you gonna see the hurricanes and shit coming in early in this time. Now you see that where it said reading the signs in the oceans? These are the signs in the oceans. These are the signs that they told us we gonna see that we are seeing now. So all this time has passed. That's why these are books. You know what I'm saying? These books, the shit that they told you, 90% of this shit has already come true. So we in for a time of awakening. Don't, you motherfuckers, listen, I ain't gonna even call y'all your names, excuse my language. But if y'all don't see the weather patterns that's happening all around the world, now you can call it, oh, it's manipulation weather. Man, listen, man, stop being so ignorant. When your government is on the news and they steady saying climate change, this is what the fuck they are talking about. The tornadoes stretch all through Illinois. The hurricanes coming in June. This is what they talking about. So when you hear climate change and they keep mentioning this shit, you ain't see the president debate? Y'all ain't see the shit? But they said, well, President, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about climate change? Oh, y'all don't think shit's staying. All right, so they told you right here, reading the signs in the ocean, right? The oceans cover 71% of the surface of the earth. They said they store tremendous amounts of heat, right? And absorb billions of tons of gas from the atmosphere each year. They say as a major heat buffer system, right? For our atmosphere, oceans play a critical role in the distributing of the heat around where? The planet. That's why we getting so motherfucking hot. Because the oceans can't handle it no more. It's like a person who lungs just, go out. They say, that's why they said the oceans was going to collapse. I didn't understand when they kept saying that shit. On the news, like the oceans is getting ready to collapse. Like the oceans probably collapse by 2025 or some shit. Remember, y'all ain't hear that shit? Y'all ain't see it? Well, goddamn it, go look it up. Well, anyway, they say they are both the thermostat of our atmosphere and the lungs of this earth. They say they are at what? A nearing catastrophic tipping point. And then we at that point. We at that point. So they told y'all the oceans was going to heat up. Not only that, right? They told you motherfuckers this. Right? That's what they said. Look at what they said. And I'll be damned if every word that they said is not taking place. Now, you can call it what you want to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to show you exactly what it is. Now, I ain't here to argue with you and shit, I'm going to show you some shit. You can take what you want. Now, what they say, reading the signs in the atmosphere. Now, what signs in the atmosphere they talking about? Y'all see them glaciers, huh? Y'all see them land hurricanes? That's what they call them motherfuckers. They call them land hurricanes because it's hurricane force wind, right? Look at it. They say, forecasters tell us that we experienced major storms like these in the past. The motherfuckers lying. And show us historical charts and multiple dates. They lying, right? But what they not telling motherfuckers, right? What they not telling you is that this is what I tried to tell y'all. Just because they get on the news, this is what don't make sense. When they get on the news and they be like, oh, such and such happened in 1816. But what they're not telling y'all is that shit happened one time. They got dates of this shit happening one time, 100 years ago and shit. Now it's happening so rapidly that the dates is back to back, like, every day we breaking records. This is every day breaking records. That's why they talk about, them separating the dates and the times and shit by decades and centuries. That's what I've been trying to tell motherfuckers, man. Look at the weather anomalies that we have. If you look at the shit, this has never happened. Like, we have never broke heat records like this, like we seen. We might have had, heat waves and shit here and there, years apart, centuries ago and shit. But now we having heat waves every day, every week. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You got to watch the atmosphere. And then the rain, when they talk about the fucking flooding, right? The flooding events. This shit they talk about, the flooding, all that shit, right? The shit that we see, right, is causing, the weather that we see is causing dams and shit to break. Okay, if you watch. So they tell us that every man-made structure will be in a state of collapse. This is what these motherfuckers said. They said this, right? So they tell us, as this object, right? Because this is happening in real time. They say, as this object, right? We ain't gonna say the name. You call it what you want. There's a million names. As the object passes this place, it will affect the gravitational pull of this here place. And it's happening. Go look at the North Pole racing towards Siberia. And they said that. They said that shit. I'm going to show you, man. I'm going to show y'all how real these books is. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They put shit in books because it's going to always be there. You know what I'm saying? And if you chose to read that shit, then you read it. If you don't, then you don't. But this shit is real, man. These are real scientists and shit. So they tell us that there will increase. They just was whistleblowers and shit. But the time, now the shit that they saying is now happening. Now, man. They say it will increase the amount. They say it will pass this place, right? They say there will increase the amount of turbulence in the ocean waves, right? Just as the moon affects the waters of this place. The United States will be flooded. Not completely, but the coast of California will be gone, as well as the Gulf Coast states. All the way to the East Coast states will be flooded. Plus the Missouri River will be flooded all the way up to the Michigan lakes. Now, do y'all not know how serious that shit is? I don't know if you people know this, but that's serious because the Michigan lakes is surrounded by that's a lot of lakes. That's a lot of motherfuckers being flooded out. You got Iowa, Wisconsin, you got Michigan, you got fucking all these places, Minnesota, all these places that's on the Great Lake. So they talk about the flooding, and then they go on to talk about the precipitation and all this shit. Just peep how real shit is, how real things can get. Like, hold on, let me do something real quick. Yeah, now y'all see it, man. I've been on here talking about this shit for the longest, telling motherfuckers, right? Man, this shit gonna, what's so crazy? It's gonna keep getting worse, man. This shit gonna keep getting worse. Now, what that part at? This part right here, right? Not about the oceans, but this part right here. We already in the point at a time to where it's over. It's over. We in too deep with this shit. Okay, so they tell us the global weather patterns will become violent. This is what we watching. You see how we barely got winters. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of snow at the end, but we barely getting winters like we supposed to be getting. And in certain places, they say that the weather has, it's really not right. You seeing flowers growing and shit, roses and shit growing all down in Texas and shit all year round. Like shit budding and shit before it was supposed to. All these different anomalies that's happening, you motherfuckers ain't paying attention to it, but it's currently happening. But they say global weather patterns will become violent as summer and winter merge into a single season, right? So this will cause, what we seeing, them hurricanes and shit. Major coastal cities will be ground to pieces by angry seas, right? Part of our atmosphere could become ionized because of become ionized and poisonous to breathe. Entire regions of the planet could become poisonous to all forms of life, right? So they tell you that because the fucking volcanoes going off, right? And the fucking not only that, not only we got volcanoes going off, right, but we got methane gas rising and shit coming up. That's why people starting to see these cracks. This how you know these people ain't playing when they say that the core of the earth has stopped. You see all these people sharing these videos with these cracks. Look like the land just so fucking dry. Go look at that up. Go look it up. Go look at all these people. First go look up the cracks in Brazil, spreading all through Brazil and shit. And then look, it's starting to happen in the United States, all in Wyoming, all in Texas and shit. People starting to see these cracks all in their backyard and shit. This ain't from no drought. This is from the inside of the earth. The core of the earth is heated up. I mean, it stopped, so now it's just flowing. Now it's just like, I guess it's getting bigger, like, you know, because it stopped. It's at a standstill, so now it's getting bigger. And it's, you know, I guess it's just like the fucking Corbin Bible said. It's doing just that. And, you know, some people ain't, you know, you ain't watching. You know, a lot of people ain't paying this shit attention, but people that ain't never seen this type of stuff, like in Chicago, I see people sharing stuff on Facebook, like right now. But you know, they calling it some conspiracy shit. They not calling it exactly what it is. Like how these people telling you it's the weather. You know what I'm saying? The weather patterns will become violent. I mean, become more extreme all around the world. More prolonged droughts and periods of severe rainfall. You see that? That's what them flash floods come in at. Okay, so the periods of severe rainfall will no longer be the exception; they will be the rule. You see that? Because why? Consequently, global weather patterns will reverse themselves, right? And where there was rain, there will be drought, vice versa. So you see, right? Watch this. You see, they said that shit up in here, right? Hold on, I don't even know what to look at. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I had to pull this book out, but they said that up in here, right? The Coburn Bible. This is what they said, right? This is why time is going. You see how fast these kids finna go back to school? That shit like the blink of an eye. Time is flying. See? So they say, the days of the years were shortened, and the times of all things altered, right? The seasons were turned around, right? Ain't that what they said? Ain't that what I look at? Those scientists, what they say? What these motherfuckers say? They said the tornadoes and shit will increase, hurricanes will be more powerful, all that, right? And they said the weather patterns will be more extreme all around the world, right? Then they said, consequently, what? Global weather patterns will reverse themselves. That's what they said. And this the Coburn Bible. Now, this is all the things that they seen in the Coburn Bible before this shit that these people talking about, which came in right here, or I'm missing the page, so I can't really say where the fuck it came in at, but I know right here, that was the first page that they had where it came, so it might have came in like right here. So it came in, they show it getting right here, right? In the other book, they probably showing it getting a little bit closer, but you know what I'm saying? It's right here, right? Now, this is what's causing all the alignments and shit, right? So ain't no telling where the fuck it's at now. So now it's right there. You know what I'm saying? You see how they talk about the different types of effects that it will cause as it comes in and go around. I mean, you know, you ain't got to believe this shit, but you gonna see these events, fam. Y'all gonna see them. Even the increase, right? They even gave you dates. They gave you dates. I don't give a fuck, book 20 years old. Between 2015 and 2025. What time is it? What year is it? What year is it? Huh? What year is it? They gave you motherfuckers dates, man. They was off just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they talk about California going to the ground. California is gone, right? During this coming pole shift, they talk about California is composed of rock plates. When the rocks is compressed, it will break, and you'll see the crumbling of the rock. Mass pushes upwards. The West Coast will have major catastrophic changes. California gone, fam. They just waiting on you see these sudden earthquakes that's happening here, happening there. So you ain't got no earthquake fucking Richter on your phone. But these earthquakes that they talk about, the earthquakes will occur on the major fault lines, on these fault lines. That's the San Andreas fault lines and all that shit. Okay, they know it's coming. They know that's why everything I can show you is written so long ago, right? So long ago. It's written so long ago. But it's happening now. It seemed like they writ this shit yesterday, right? So they tell you that the the earthquakes will occur on the fault lines, and volcano activity will erupt over pools of magma, right? Forest fires caused by volcanic explosions and severe lightning storms will spread throughout the region, right? So they tell you California's highly dangerous during this what shift? These shifts. They know it's a pole shift, man. I mean, whatever type of shift you want to call it, it's a shift. You know, they know the land, the masses, the land masses is getting ready to do what they do. Some land that's why when I was showing this book, I show you motherfuckers how they talk about this right here, the main reason for this war, man. That's why I fully believe, you know, shit is wicked. When they talk about the Russians preparing to invade Ukraine, that already happened. When they talk about the invasion of Central Europe and all that, South Asia and the Middle East will probably occur at the same time by the Russians and China. That shit probably really finna take place. You know what I'm saying? Because they say this may be one of the reasons the Russians are preparing to invade Ukraine. They already took it. Then when you go up to the top, they talk about this motherfucking Pope right here, Pope John Paul, right? You go look him up. This is real people. Pope John Paul II, right? He suggested that in the past, now imagine how old this shit is though, right? He said in the past, world communism, the major powers of which are Russia and China, would make some hostile moves, right? If they knew the secret of this incoming object, right? Then they going to say, Father Malachi Martin, these real people, go look this shit up. These are real people, okay? So Father Malachi Martin agreed that the Lionist state, if they knew these words, would in all probability decide to undertake certain territorial militaristic moves against which the West could have few, if any, means of resistance. And this is because, you know, a lot of land is finna be, you know, gone and shit. Do y'all not see what's taking place in China? Y'all think that shit not true? They right there, like where most of this shit is taking place. And then not only that, Russia. How they talk about Russia? Why would Russia do some of these things in the first place? They talk about this shit. I mean, this all makes sense of what is taking place, right? This is what I be trying to show y'all. Like when you talk about the war is real. This shit is real. Right? Because the magnetic poles are shifting towards Russia at a rate of over 40 miles per year. But when this object arrives, which is already here, the physical poles will shift, creating a variety of tsunamis and hyper earthquakes of never before experienced magnitude and shifting of the land masses. Now, do you really think that these motherfuckers want to go to war? They don't want to go to war, man. We got 71% of this land is underwater. How y'all think it got there? They know this shit happened. They know, the whole world know it. This is why China can fly fucking them balloons, them weather balloons and shit all in our airspace. Don't nothing be happening and shit, nothing happen. None of that. That's because we got the same balloons. We all watching the same shit. This is why we got that shit with the Vatican where they got the fucking telescope in Arizona. All this shit. All of this it all makes sense now. Now you can call it a conspiracy theory all you want to, but I guarantee you're gonna watch all of these things happen. These storms these people talking about, these motherfucking flash floods and shit that create lakes and all that shit, this shit that they talking about, you're gonna witness. You're gonna witness the earthquakes and shit, all that shit. You're gonna witness it. In Arizona, it is matter of fact, let me take you somewhere else. Let me show you this real quick before we even talk about that. Everybody go witness this shit, man. This is what's crazy. You go witness right here, right? So not only is you gonna witness that, right? You see the sun is popping off. We going into some deep shit right now. Probably within the next couple months or something, we going into solar maximum. They knew this, right? They already knew this. They knew this was coming. And not only did they know this, the reason that they not saying that it's because we going into this, but it's because this motherfucker, right? Matter of fact, that's the wrong book. It's right here. this thing right here, right? When they talk about this, right? What's going to cause these solar flashes, which we are currently seeing, right? When the Earth approaches the position between the object and the sun, the serious risk emerges that we will be struck by electrical discharges between the two giants. This will cause extremely violent electrical atmospheric effects on the Earth, and solar superstorms would unleash terrible CME eruptions. This is what we starting to see right now. But they said it right there. That's why I keep trying to show you motherfuckers where they talk about the classification of the solar flares. They already know that they coming. So when y'all keep seeing them say, oh, we had an X-class flare and all the sun is popping off, they know it's coming. You just don't know it's coming. That's why they get on the news and act like, oh, it's just increasing. But you think if this shit is in the book and all this shit, if it can be written in these books, and you can open these books and these motherfuckers tell you all the events you're gonna see that you're currently seeing, right? They talk about the date of the arrival, all that between 2016 and 2025. Then they go in and they talk about how it will get bigger and bigger, and you will see this shit. Then they talk about how it will cause flooding and all that shit. And the tilt, which they was talking about right here, where I was telling y'all how Russia was, racing towards Siberia. That shit, right? They said it was gonna tilt towards that way. I guess the estimates figure the tilting will be 26 degrees, right? Then they going to talk about the death of the birds. So motherfuckers don't see a lot of birds dying. Then they talk about these fucking meteors. You know what I'm saying? That shit. Earthquakes, right? Earthquakes. They talk about all that shit. It ain't for you to believe nothing that I'm saying. That's what I've been trying to really get into you motherfuckers, man. It's for y'all to go do y'all research. You feel me? Because you're going to miss it. A lot of you motherfuckers don't miss what's taking place. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see it. I mean, you're going to miss the information. But you're going to witness the storms and shit. You're going to witness that. I ain't going to take none of that from you. You're going to witness that. Like right now, how they so surprised, these tornadoes and shit going through Indiana and Chicago. Don't be surprised, because you ain't seen nothing yet, man. Y'all ain't seen shit. You think you surprised. You think y'all surprised. Y'all think y'all seeing tornadoes and shit. Y'all think hurricanes started early this year? Oh man, I hope we make it to next year. Let's see what next year got to offer. Because it seemed like every time we take a turnaround them up, just like they said. What they say? It take what? It take what? What they say? They get a little bit closer every time they go around. How long do it take to get around the sun? It takes about 155 days to go around our sun. And every time that motherfucker get closer to Earth, and it causes these catastrophic events that you're currently seeing. You see that shit? Look, right there. It takes 155 days. You see that? To go around the sun, right? It's going in and out, like how they showing. I don't know how they showing it right there, but it's going in and out, man. And it's gonna cause these catastrophic events. So, y'all get ready to witness some horrible things. You know what I'm saying? In your area, my area, and everywhere like it, all around the world. This ain't no United States thing. This is a worldwide thing. So, everybody nationwide, y'all get ready, man. Get ready to witness the powers of the natural. Fucking what natural disaster can do. They said it's a guarantee that 2/3 of the population go perish. So God bless America, and God bless you all.